Welcome to day 25 of building a video company. I don't know, actually, I'm not even keeping track of the days to be very honest, but this is a day in the life of building a video company, and I guess just a normal day in the life of Ian as an individual, as me, just working on a bunch of things. So, couple of updates. I've been working on Jinx Network. Let me give you a quick background for those who do not know me. I'm working on Jinx Network, which is
connected to desktop 431p2.
sorry about that. Jinx Network started as a community back in college that turned into an agency. That agency turned into a community again, then it got paused, and now I'm restarting back that company again, and we are planning to become a pure video editing service company. For a video company, we are into community building, which is a community of content video editors, a place where we provide content solutions and also build technology, innovative technology in the sphere of video. All right, we're not inventing fire, we're inventing flamethrowers, but for video, right? So my couple of weeks have been a bit busy. A couple of client interaction calls, team calls, building the company operating system, bunch of internal work, bunch of external work also at the same time, because at the same time I'm trying to not just build it but also validate what I'm building as I am building it, right? So speaking to users is super important, as we all know. It's proclaimed in Y Combinator, talk to users. So yeah, talking and my talking to users have been on both sides. The people who I work with, like as in team internally, and also potential clients and leads, which is externally, because I want to, since I'm building a community and also I'm providing solutions, right? So community wise, I want to understand what do people want to learn, how do they want to learn, what are the actual problems of the space and my users, and how can I build a better community, how can I be better than other communities, or how can I adopt other ideas from other communities and implement them in mine, right? So that's what I've been learning. I've been trying to validate the community's angle of it, and so far what I've understood is that our value proposition should be each one teach one, because when one teaches, two people learn, and I feel teaching is one of the highest forms of articulation we have as a human being, right? When you sing, you dance, you write, read, those are all forms of articulation, but teaching as a form of articulation is probably one of the highest forms of articulation, because when you have to teach someone, you gotta put in that effort, plus you need to make sure you know your shit, right? You can't half-ass it and say random words. You gotta really put an effort to teach yourself first and then transfer that information to someone else, and make sure that you encode it in the right way and they decode it in the right way, right? And ensure that there's a feedback loop of communication so that they understand what you're saying. So I feel teaching is always going to be the highest form of articulation, and if we can help video editors to teach other video editors, more specifically content editing, I feel we can create a really strong community of teachers and learners, right? And especially the reason why I want to build a community is because I feel India is um, highly talented. We have a lot of resources, a lot of people, and we should adopt new ways of monetizing and making money. And forget making money, we should find new ways of creating value, I feel, in general. And we can create immense value for people in all over the world by helping them create content in the creator economy. And that's the gap that we're trying to fill, which is helping creators create more better content, and allowing them to focus on what they're really good at, which is creating content, not editing it. Because I know when you edit your own videos, it takes a lot of time. It's your perfectionism, it's your creativity that kind of humbles you down and doesn't allow you to kind of take the right steps. That is why you just need help. Sometimes you need to get it done by a professional. Sometimes you need to get external help so that you can focus that time that goes into thinking and executing into something else that is more productive for you, that works well for you, and hence the reason with building a video company. Anyways, coming to Jinx Network, I've been building out the landing page. I mean, I've been building it out for a while, but essentially constantly studying and learning other companies' landing pages, and figuring out how to set this up for performance marketing, because I want to start generating leads in other countries as well, because I feel that's where I could really benefit and create a sustainable ecosystem for everyone in the company, and people who are editing the videos, right? So that's what I've been trying to get done essentially with Jinx Network. And there are a bunch of client contract projects that I am currently working on, including some are freelance, some are with the company, some leads I am prospecting, mainly to do with video company, with its content solutions. So slowly understanding, we started off as, hey, we're going to edit videos, to, hey, let's do content, because content is something that's hot. It's something that people want, like the world wants right now. And majority of content is in the video format, so why don't we provide video content solutions for social media? And when I say solutions, it's not video editing as a service. It's like, I'm editing videos for a particular outcome. I'm editing your videos to help you get better awareness, or better engagement, or better retention, or making sure it drives a particular outcome essentially. So I've been engineering a few outcomes, a few solutions for brands that can help them achieve a particular metric, a particular KPI in their business, right? Via social video content. And I think that's very, very possible, because it all boils down to the art and science of how you plan and create this piece of content or digital asset, I'd rather call it, because once you create it, it stays forever, and you can repurpose it, you can reuse it. People who visit your page will view it for lifetime, as long as it's there on your page. And you can really play around with content, right? You can create evergreen content, which is content that will never go out of fashion until your brand ceases to exist, right? So exploring the different content types, what type of short form content works, what are different types of short form content, right? So there's types, like there are types of short form content which is like faceless, there's face to cam, there's non-speaking, which is you just not speaking to the camera, but you're looking around, and there's animation and some text and music playing around in the screen. There is vox pop, voice of the people, wherein you go out and you speak to people, you interview people, right, or on the street or anywhere else. There's podcast cut downs, there's vlogging. There's so many types of content, right? And the different styles to deliver it, right? You can deliver something that is just value based, which is you're just providing value minus the cool design, music, and anything else is just pure value, right? That's like valuable content. Valuable content works the best on social media. You can pair value with entertainment and create value entertaining content. You can pair value entertaining and storytelling content. So you can tell a story. You can create content that is basically telling a story which has value nuggets and is also entertaining. So the more attributes or variables you add, the better engagement and the better chances of it going viral, rather. So I'm not focusing on what will go viral and what will not go viral at the moment, but what I'm focusing on right now is really engineering and making the solutions really robust. Now I know that social media is ever changing, so things keep on changing, but science will always remain the same. All right. Now what do I mean by this? People love people. All right. So that's number one. People love people. So scientifically, me speaking to the camera is more genuine and can build more credibility versus me not speaking to the camera, and I'm just you're just looking at the wall and I'm speaking. You won't have the same feeling versus me speaking to the camera, right? So that is the difference, and that's the main key point scientifically of creating content credibility, right? People love people, right? So remember that one. Point number one: people love people, right? Secondly, we need to learn how to provide value and how to package value in the format of a video that can be easily received and decoded by the person on the other side of the screen, right? On the other part of the world, right? So how do we do that? Again, there are certain ways of packaging value, right? The way you edit your content can also create an impact on how things are perceived, right? The other scientific point is that people love stories. Storytelling, we've been reading stories right since we were born. I mean, your mom probably read you a story, or your dad probably read you a story, or someone must have read you a story. You've read a story through a book. When we read books, they're pretty much stories, right? We're reading someone's story. So the point of the matter is, if you're able to tell a story in video format in a short and engaging way, that's really good content. Because if you're able to provide value, if you're able to keep it engaging, short, and tell a story, that's very, very valuable. And especially brands that are already established, right, who don't really have a face, they can apply the art and craft of telling stories about their product or about a particular ingredient or a very interesting, insightful fact, and they can then start building authority in that space, right? Because when you start providing value, value can be an interesting fact, it could be something to do with some historical nature, right? It could be something that people didn't know before, and it could be anything that people would pay $5 or pay you. Like, if someone had to pay you 500 rupees to get this information, that's value, right? And if you're able to give that away for free, right, all right, and package it into content, people will feel like they get value from watching your reels or watching your content. And then they might you start to build a brand, you start to build a perception, basically, that with other people, obviously, that, hey, this guy knows his stuff, this guy knows his shit. You know this guy was talking about X, Y, and Z. He probably knows about this stuff. And you start to position yourself as an expert, as someone who has authority in that domain, right? As someone who is like an opinion leader in this space. So if you talk about cars every day on your social media, then no shit, someone's probably going to message you and be like, hey, I'm planning to buy a car. What car would you suggest? Or hey, I've shortlisted this car. What do you think about it? They're going to ask you, if you talk about cars daily on social media, they're going to ask you, because naturally you've been branded and there's a perception created that this guy knows everything about cars. That's the reason why he's creating content about it, right? And that's very scientific. It's logical, right? If you know me, that I speak about video editing, I speak about content creation, about business, about tech, design, you're you're genuine, you're going to ask me a question. If you genuinely have a doubt, you're probably going to reach out to me and be like, hey Ian, I needed help with my Shopify website, or hey Ian, do you know anyone who's good with UI UX? Or and this is true, this is what has happened in the last like couple of months, and it keeps on happening every month, which is, someone asks me like, hey, do you know any designers, because I post design content. Hey, do you know any cool video editors, can you edit this video? Hey, I'm planning to do a 3D video for my product launch, can you help me out with it? These are the type of inquiries I keep getting, just because of the content and the way I've positioned myself on social media, and just because of the content that I've put out on social media, right? And you can do that too by just creating content. All right, you don't need to listen to me, you don't need to listen to anyone. Create content, take out your phone and shoot, and show people your process. Talk about the things that you genuinely want to talk about, because social media is a platform for you to get discovered. All right, Instagram is a place where people want to get entertained. That's a separate story. But social media, if you think about it, it's a great place to get known. When I say social media, it could be Reddit, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, anything and every kind of social platform. What is social media? It's a place where you can connect with people digitally, virtually, all right? Socialize online, right? So anyways, we are in this creator economy, and in this golden age, I'd call it the digital renaissance, quoting Danko, for that we're currently living in. And it's become super easy to build a product, it's become super easy to build a community, it's become super easy to create content also, and super easy to get discovered, right? So why aren't we doing this obviously because we probably haven't learned about it. It's new. You're gonna have people debate about it. First there's the early adopters, then the people who try it once and they don't get success, and then they might debate about it. And then there are people who actually like logically think like humans, and like leverage all these key points and really kind of grow really big in the space, because they just did things that made sense to themselves and to the world, and they made it big. Sometimes it's just logic, right? So my only message for today is I started off with like what my day is going to be like, and it went on to this conversation of the content creation and the create economy. But my only message is create content, create valuable content, try to create valuable content essentially. And if you are not comfortable with speaking on camera, then just get familiar with it. All right. If you did not know how to learn, if you did not know English, you learned it, right? You practiced, you failed, you had tests, right? Think about the same way with shooting video or face to cam and creating content. Practice. It's not gonna come by magic. There's no fairy that's gonna wave their wand and you're gonna be like, oh cool, now I can record face to cam videos. It's not that doesn't work that way. You gotta really practice. The fact that so I'm looking into my phone screen, but I actually have to be looking up there, right there in the camera, to actually establish a connection with you. And it took me a while to kind of get used to speaking to the camera. I used to kind of hate my voice firstly, and then I was like, oh, I don't look great today. Didn't use my face serums or whatever, moisturizer, and that actually honestly doesn't really matter. To be very very frankly, people, we often overthink the minor details in our life and in ourselves, and we don't end up doing and executing things because we overthink. And that's the problem of this generation, because we're so overly exposed to other people's life through social media at the same time. We kind of get self-conscious. We want to be perfect, but the thing is that, see, use social media to a certain extent. Don't let it use you. You don't need 100 clients, all right? You don't need a lot of customers to live a sustainable and happy life. You probably just need 5 or maybe 10. But I think having 5 recurring customers is probably more than enough, all right? And think about it, there are a billion people in this world. You can tailor your service or product to cater to a very specific target audience in this entire world. Like when I say very specific, I'm actually saying like very very specific target audience, because if you're able to do that, you don't really need to go massy and go all out. Things are going to be more, just my personal prediction moving forward in life, and as the years proceed, things are going to get super niche. Okay, you're going to find people, or creators, or I'm just going to say entrepreneurs and businesses that are super niche. You'll find I don't know, makeup artists that are specifically for content creators, and then you'll probably find makeup artists that are specifically for content creators that do just your personality reels. I'm just giving you an example. Or you might find businesses that clean shoes, but just shoes that are sneakers or a particular type. You're gonna get really niche, find really niche businesses, all right? And that's with time to come. That's gonna take some time. We still need to remember that we are in a developing country, and the way this would go is the creator economy is going to impact everyone's lives very much, because it's a flywheel. It's an economy. Like you can invest money, you can make money out of it, and it's a cycle basically. So you create content, get known. You get known, you attract brand deals, and and you gather more eyeballs, and then you make money from that. And then obviously, since you're making money, that becomes an economy, right? Because it's coming back to your time is being fulfilled. The time that you're spending, that you're investing, is being fulfilled because you're getting something in return back that is of monetary value, right? Creating an economy at the end of the day. So create content, I guess, or like just chill, have fun. Honestly, doesn't really matter. But yeah, but create content. I mean, all right, cool. Anyway, Trace, I gotta get back to work, and yeah, this was my quick update for the day. Cheers.